2v2 Ashes of Typhon. Blue team is aZmodai as a force commander. Offensive melee commander, pretty versatile though, can support his marines. FarCube as an Eldar Farseer support commander, fights melee. Lots of buffs. Storm of Steel on the red team as another force commander. And Storm of Iron as a chaos sorcerer. Offensive and destructive commander, has a bunch of spells. This looks like Wordbearer's DLC that's been recolored. Yep, you can tell by the heretics. 3 VPs then run east to west on this map, none of them natural. This is the west. Looks like that's going to be Storm of Iron versus FarCube. Center in this big kind of crater thing. And east side looks like it's going to be a full force commander mirror. Maybe we'll see a power sword in tier 1. Double guardians for FarCube, including the guardians you start with. aZmodai going for tactical marines, as does Storm of Steel. Storm of Iron going for CSM into some more heretics. Steel really pushing forward here. He's going to try and decap some points, I think. Goes for this node. Blue team really stacking up on the west side. We have a pretty pointless Tzeentch worship here. There's a Doom Bolt, nicely placed, doesn't take out a model though. And this Chaos Sorcerer is going to be forced off. Battle Cry affecting all of these units. Farseer here also. I'm sure she's used Guide on something. This is the second Heretic squad and these guys don't want to get Doom Blast, so retreat. Farseer now tying up these CSM. Force Commander forces off the Heretics, can now try and get a model loss on these guys. Farseer instead decaps. Can the Force Commander get a model? They retreat, maybe he can. No. Tactical Marines capping Blue's natural power, and this wreck point has been capped too. 3 generators going up pretty quickly for blue team. Red team have a couple of nodes and that's it. Rangers on the field for FarCube, sniper infantry. I assume both of the Force Commander players going for assault marines then. Tactical marines lose a model to that Farseer. Had their flamer, so we're trying to hit this power here. They know where it is now. Here comes the double heretics. Grenade launchers on one of them turns them into a kind of artillery unit. And a sparring champion on the other, which turns them into a pretty dangerous melee unit in tier 1. Force Commander convinced to leave the central VP. FarCube doesn't attempt to cap it though. Instead comes to defend their power. Sparring champion heretics working on it. Guardians have their battle equipment. There's a plasma grenade nicely dodged by Iron. Force Commander and Farseer here again. Aspiring champion heretics trying to chase these guardians, but FarCube has spotted them and is pulling out. They can do blast now though and catch them. Get away, lose a single model. Farseer now needs to be careful. There's a kinetic shot though, and here comes some Banshees. Light melee infantry with power weapons. Will be very good against CSM if they can get in there. This Sorcerer's in trouble. Banshee's so good at special attacks. Don't get one off though. And the Chaos Sorcerer gets away full retreat from Iron. Did decently well though, holding up FarCube and the Force Commander. We do see assault marines from both Space Marine players. Disruptive melee unit that jump into combat. I assume these scouts will get jumped now. Will they? Decap and then jump. There we go. Scouts need to run away. Won't last long in melee with assault marines. Just make it out of there. aZmodai didn't want to lose an assault marine, so expensive to reinforce, so plays it safe. We see a sergeant on aZmodai's scouts, giving them a fragmentation grenade. Guardians forced off the west side. No attempt at power bash that I've seen from blue team. Banshees have their respects. Double battle equipment and rangers. Pretty heavy tier 1 from FarCube. Sword of Flame on the Chaos Sorcerer. Chaos Space Marines danced around that rock and get a nice retreat grenade from FarCube, losing 2 models. That's 132 requisition to reinforce those guys. There goes the Force Commander. Here come Banshees and those Guardians. Assault Marines jump over the cliff. Nicely done by Steel. Banshees forced off. Banshees, kind of a glass cannon. If you can get them into melee, they are pretty tasty in tier 1, especially for their special attacks knocking stuff down, but they are vulnerable to range fire and being surprised like that. Force Commander of Steel has his Iron Halo, able to tank and cap the center. Now is idle. There he goes. Tactical Marines of aZmodai pull out. Still being chased. Bolt pistol racking off shots. Blue team defending this power from flame attacks. Who didn't take out anything. Tier 2 for everyone apart from FarCube, who had a heavy tier 1, very heavy, has gone for Spirit Stones and a Doombringer on the Farseer. A great weapon, I think. You usually see most Farseers just go for the Sea and Spear. But if you can combine Guide with Doom, it can be really, really nasty. Plasma Grenade on those Heretics only takes out 1 model, pretty lucky there. And I think this is a dead Chaos Sorcerer. Gets knocked down. Yeah, he's dead. There he goes. Blood Crusher on the way for Storm of Iron. Doom on it with a Banshee Exarch and Guide. We'll deal with it, probably, depending on how well it's supported. He does have double Heretics to worship it. Assault Marines capping the east side. Scouts forced off. Trying to harass this power still. Look at this generator, 6 HP, should be repaired. Chaos Sorcerer dead, pretty deep in enemy territory then. Map control quite even, but red still have this node. Dreadnought on the way for Storm of Steel. Huge expenditure early in tier 2. Does have Assault Marine Sergeant as well. Blue team trying to retake this node. Assault Marines also have a Sergeant on the blue team. aZmodai going for a Thunderhammer. Will be nasty against these Marines. Might see one from Steel as well. Eldar pushing the west side with double Heretics defending and a Blood Crusher. Where are the Banshees? They're back at base. Not much that FarCube can do against this thing right now. A Demon with vehicle armor. And we have Mark of Khorne CSM. Plasma Grenade misses. And full retreat from FarCube. Hits tier 2 now. Center still blue. 299343, gonna be a 2-to-1. Still red team harassing his power, taking out that generator now. Assault Marines very low on health. Need to run away, need to jump away now. This Force Commander could finish this squad off with that Thunderhammer. What is he doing? Now retreats them very, very late, and that's a dead squad. Steel really not concentrating, goes for the Power Fist. Here comes the Dreadnought. That's a huge loss, losing a fully upgraded Assault Marine squad. Here comes the Dreadnought melee walker for Space Marines, inspires nearby troops whenever it kills something. aZmodai doesn't really have any answer to it, could get a missile launcher, but just retreats everything. So still doing decently well despite that tough assault marine loss. Not sure what he was doing. Here's an autarch. Heretics retreated just in time. This Blood Crusher's in trouble. Banshee's chasing with their X up. She has an Executioner Spear. Here come Corner CSM, who run past everything. Now caught in retreat by Banshee's, not sure what he was doing there. Chaos Sorcerer also caught in retreat. Lost the indicator for him. Gets away though. FarCube can now try and cap, or can they? Here comes the Force Commander with a Power Fist, and red team are creeping over the map here. Dreadnought in base. We do have a missile launcher on his tactical marines, and aZmodai has swapped to the Power Fist. And there's a Melter Bomb on that Dreadnought. There might be a dead Dreadnought, I think it is. Power Fist of the Force Commander, such a hard melee counter. Has Flesh over Steel and the great anti-vehicle damage. Is he gonna hit it or what? And the Dreadnought goes down finally. Not sure what the Force Commander was doing. Autarch capping middle. Guardians working on their own power, trying to get it back again. Farseer takes the west side. Banshee's forced off red power by the Blood Crusher, who's been worshipped or repaired up a bit. Double grenade launch heretics is a strange one, I think, especially with Banshees around. And there's plasma grenades around. Tier 3 for Storm of Steel. He's lost a lot of stuff though. Dreadnought and Assault Marines are two big losses. aZmodai has a plasma cannon, which now has no Assault Marine threat, of course. 179313, a double for blue. Blood Crusher working on this power node. Chains of Torment on all this stuff. Blood Crusher gets into range. Autarch has her Executioner Spear though, and that's a dead Blood Crusher, I think. Missile launch attacks also working on it, definitely a dead Blood Crusher. Force Commander just making short. Huge engagement on this west side. Assault Marines jump in the corner CSM, taking a lot of damage. Get a heal, I think, from Spirit Stones, but they're still forced off. Banshees scaring off some heretics. Autarch jumps in. Sub-Commander for Eldar fights melee by default and has her spear now. Didn't see if she got her shield. Gonna be a 2-1 for blue. 167308. Can they pull this off? They have the units. Storm of Iron losing that Blood Crusher. Storm of Steel losing Assault Marines and a Dreadnought. But the red team are going tier 3, and Storm of Steel has quite a lot of resources. Could get a Land Raider soon. Doesn't quite have the zeal to get any Terminators out. Triple for blue it's going to be. Red's getting their power hit. Blue's overtaking the map now. Chaos Sorcerer went down. Tier 3 for FarCube. Reds really need to hang on to this power. Must be going for a Land Raider then. Storm of Steel. Plazacan taking shots at something. He's just told it to attack ground on that VP. Here we go then. Huge engagement in the middle. Kinetic shot on those heretics. Autarch again jumping in. He's used the Rangers really well in this game, FarCube. Scouts being taken out. 167205, a double for blue. Gonna be a triple when they retake the middle. Sacred Standard on this Force Commander. Storm of Steel only has Tactical Marines and a kitted out Force Commander who goes down. Sacred Standard gives an even higher buff when he dies. And here comes the Land Raider Redeemer and the Great Unclean One. Red team then are really going to be relying on these super units to pull it out for them. Don't think it's going to work. Blue team have a lot of stuff here. Force Commander trying to ward off pretty much the entire blue army by himself. Here comes some heretics. A lot of wasted power on these guys, I think. Aspiring champion and grenade launchers really unnecessary that early in the game. Tier 3 for aZmodai. All players entering tier 3 then 167 and 110. West is being capped by Corn CSM. Great Unclean One hit in the field. Will this do it for them? Super unit for Chaos. Fights melee, hugely tough, lots of nasty abilities. And has a weight problem. I think the first step is admitting it. Mr. Great Unclean One. Does have double heretics to worship this thing too. There's Dark Flames, the first I've seen, which was a surprise. Must have used it before though. There's Chains of Torment. Here comes the Great Unclean One. Land Raider Redeemer is on the field, and here that comes. And there's the Cloud of Flies, or whatever it's called. Melter Bomb on the Great Unclean One will snare the thing. Full retreat from FarCube and a full retreat from aZmodai. Can the red team use these super units to push and recap some stuff?
We shall make it so.
These must be Terminators from aZmodai, and they are. Assault Terminators, Thunderhammer and Storm Shields are going straight for the Land Raider. Have a Power Fist Force Commander on them though. These Tactical Marines will try and tie up these Plasma Cannon, and they have forced them off. Force Commander almost taken out by their Assault Terminators. Elite tier 3 infantry, pretty much a super unit themselves. Avatar halfway built for FarCube. Here comes some Corn CSM. Get their aspiring champion. Assault Terminators don't want to engage that Great Unclean One with a Land Raider backing up.
Equipping Power Fist.
There's a Metal Bomb again. Now they're engaging. They have some support. Here comes FarCube. Huge engagement on the east side. 115.73. None of the VPs capped right now. Is a Dark Flames. Didn't do much. Chains of Torment. Red's taking the east. Blue's taking the middle and the west. Though it's going to be a 2-to-1 for blue. 115.68. Reds don't really have the capping power to do this, I don't think. Storm of Steel floating tons of resources, needs to buy something. Storm of Iron getting the Chaos Predator now. Where are the heretics? They are all the way over here. Can't heal up that Great Unclean One. We have a Webway Gate put down by FarCube. Avatar hits the field. Super unit fights melee, buffs surrounding infantry. Trail of fiery footsteps. Chaos Sorcerer trying to cap the middle or decap it even. More Assault Terminators, this time from steel. There's a Waning Doom from the Avatar and hits them pretty nicely. Here comes some Banshees. That's a time field from the Farseer slowing down all this stuff. Banshees now in melee with Assault Terminators. Avatar support. Missiles going in. Assault Terminators need to be careful. Not invincible, they are very tough, but they're not invincible down to half health, and they teleport deeper in. Here comes the Land Raider support though. Force Commander of aZmodai getting Power Fist hits, then backs off. Here's the Great Unclean One. I think Steel should be pushing here and supporting Iron. Chaos Predators in there, no mark for it though. Blue stacked in the middle have a 2-to-1. 98 plays 46. Storm of Steel getting a Plasma Cannon Devastator. There's a Waning Doom. Chaos Sorcerer up, throwing some Doom Bolts out. Goes to engage the Avatar in single combat. Yeah, didn't work out very well for him. Dead, Great MP1 surely. 98-31, this is just a Hail Mary from the red team. Great MP1 goes down. Web Gate from FarCube. Don't think it's going to be needed. 98-27, a 1-to-1 because red team have taken or decapped the west. Heretic, aspiring champion, the only surviving member. Are they going to try and cap? Here comes the Farseer. Level 4 she is. aZmodai's Force Commander also level 4. Level 2 Steel, Iron level 3. Both red commanders down. Autark with her fusion gun. It's kind of like a rapid fire melter gun. And the west can turn blue again. Reds have taken the middle though with assault terminators. 98 plays 6. It's all over now. They won't have time to decap. And there's a win for the blues once they cap the west. No. Lightning Claw assault terminators need to cap and then blue team will have it. There we go. Red team had such good map control early on, but that bizarre assault marine loss from Steel just didn't retreat them. I'm not sure why. Might have been a bug. Also, Storm of Iron's decision to get double grenade launchers and an aspiring champion was a bad one. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you next time.